This is Bobby Sue. She is a 10 to 11-year-old Tobiano spotted saddle horse. This girl is a mare, and she's one of those unicorns y'all call me about. We're going to talk about that more. She stands 14'3" at the withers. She has huge, incredible feet. They're a mixture mostly of black and a little bit of white in them. Shod on all fours. She's had her vet check, negative Coggins. She's really more of a roan and white Tobiano than she is black and white. So I'll let you decide how you want to call that. But all of her black is roaned. So I'd really call her a black roan and white Tobiano. We're going to let Kristen step up on her and walk off. When we talk about a unicorn, what I mean by that is what you guys asked for. We just did her teeth, and I don't know if her mouth's a little sore or what, but she is doing a little bit of head shaking, but I think it's because she literally just had her teeth floated. So we'll make sure that that is what it is and get a bit in her mouth that she likes. She's in a roller bit right now. We had her in just a split bit, and she was shaking a little too much, so we put that in her mouth. So we're going to see how she does with that. And we are going to take her over to the obstacle course. Here comes Bobby Sue walking down the driveway. She's got a little pep in her step today. That's about all the pep she gets in her step. She got a little pep. Wait till you see her gait. She's feeling a little show walk today. And we'll get that natural 4-beat right coming back. Cue the music. That is her slow gait. We're going to do it again a little faster. The rain moved in quicker than we thought, so now we are videoing in the rain, but we're going to turn her up a little. Oh, nice. Bobby Sue with the big side-by-side behind her. See the rain on the windshield? But it's been so hot here, it's been running 94, 95 degrees, that this rain just feels amazing, so we don't care. She says, "You're sure we're not going to the barn? I thought we were going to the barn." So if you'll let her go, she'll go. Tell her we're not going and we're going to go on straight. She'll go on straight without any fuss. If you got a kid that won't make her, yeah, she's going to end up at the barn every time. At least you'll know where she's at. We're going to go down to the creek. Here comes Bobby Sue down into the creek. Mom always said this one really messes with them because of depth perception. Mainly because that trail is in the middle of all of that, and it kind of looks like you're just going to fall down into a hole. And she said horses didn't have good depth perception anyway, which is why they can't stay in a mud hole. If they can see the bottom of the water, it doesn't bother them as much. But if they can't see the bottom, they don't know that there is one. And she said that's why a lot of them hate to go through a mud puddle. So believe it or not, some of our horses, we have a nightmare getting them to go through this creek. Well, it's always nice when they go through it and go through the water without a whole bunch of muss and fuss. So there's Miss Bobby Sue going through the creek. We'll take her down to the next creek so you can see how she does crossing those big riprap rocks. Here comes Bobby Sue gating to the second creek. We've got thunder in the distance. It's been sprinkling and light raining on us. So let's talk about that unicorn. Why is she a unicorn? Well, because I get the phone call that says, we want to ride the horse rail to trail, we want a field trial, we want to get out with our friends and gait 10, 12 miles per hour, and then we want to be able to put our kid on it and drop the reins, and we want it to walk on a loose rein. And I always say, that's the unicorn. It exists. I've just got to find and trap one, and this is one. So she will gait like this all day long, or you can drop the reins, and she will walk all day long. She'll walk slow enough to walk with, slower gaited horses, or she'll get on down the road. Now, this girl can nearly single foot if you push her. So she's got speed. We're not pushing her for it, but she's got it. Her only negative quality that I'm aware of is when you're leading her on the ground, just walking. She'll puff and blow a little bit sometimes, but that's the end of it. That's all she'll do is just puff and blow. And but she leads nicely. She doesn't do anything. She's just got that looky-loo when you're walking her, and then when you get on her back, she's just incredible. All right, we're going to get her crossing this creek. Of course, all the dogs have got to get down into it because it's hot, and they want to be in the creek too. Still sprinkling. This creek again is about agility and how they handle those big rocks that move underneath their feet, and they keep their feet up underneath them. Don't want a super trippy horse that's going to fall on you all the time. She will hesitate every once in a while going alone, that you can see that she's doing with Kristen. That's not a spook thing, that's a hesitation thing. She was ridden by children. And if you've got children that are riding her, you might want to give her a little bump, give them a little bump spur. We can get her back going on our own, but a child might need a little bump spur. Anytime they're ridden by children, they're always going to see if they can go back to the barn or stop on you and not work. But say, as long as somebody tells me I'm going to have to do it, I do it. I was a good girl. I'm a good girl. She says, I want to rub everything on you. I'm itchy, itchy. She is such a good girl, and she is so sweet. Yes, I know you want to rub. I know you. All right, take off with it.
I want to take off. We might make it back at some point.
We'll make it back at some point. As you can see, she does good with dogs. She does great with kids. She'd make a really good lesson horse. Follows better than she goes alone, but again, she doesn't do anything. She'll hesitate every once in a while if she's thinking, I want to see if I can get out of work. I want to see if I can get out of leaving the barn that far. But that's all she does is just stop and sees, will you make me keep going? There's no rear buck, running backwards, spooking, no stupid stuff. It's just, I'm going to stop and see if you kick me and make me move. Very, very, very typical of a kid's horse. An adult, you have her out of that in one day. We just don't do spurs here. We've not took a switch or a stick to her or anything like that, but with a spur, you can have her out of that in a day. All right, we're going to meet her back at the barn. Here comes Bobby Sue up the driveway, heading back to the barn. And as you can see, we're all out of gas, and the barn is right here. Here comes Bobby Sue back to the barn, walking on a loose rein. That's the way I like to see them coming back to the barn. I don't like game busters. She says, my get up and goes done got up and went. See, this is how she normally walks. That little bit of show walk she had might have been because of this front that's coming in. If you can see those clouds, we've got a storm rolling in. It's been raining on us, but just more of a sprinkle to a little low steady rain. But it's been so hot, it feels great. Here's Bobby Sue out on the track. As the thunder rolls behind me, as Garth Brooks would say. She's right here by the barn. I always say if they're going to act up, it's going to be right here by the barn, or it's going to be coming back to the barn. It's always a good time to see if your horse is going to act up. She's going to turn her around, bring her back this way. Then we'll take her through a few spooks. Very nice. Back her up a few steps. All right. Here goes Bobby Sue checking out the old farm machinery, kind of hidden in the grass. She does neck rein. Yeah, you can see how worried she is about it. She's just trying to get a big old bite of food. Very nice. All right, we're going to go check out the big wagon. We're going to pick up her feet and let you see her load and unload out of the trailer. All right, here's Miss Bobby Sue over at the big wagon. Kristen's going to dismount off of her. More thunder in the distance.
Who's more sweaty, me or her? She said, no, you're done.
All right, we are going to do her feet, and we are going to load and unload her out of the trailer. She says, I'm hot and tired, so you're about to kill me. She says, you don't weigh what I weigh. All right, here's Bobby Sue giving feet. You can see where she has been bitten by a nice fly on that front left.
There ain't no shoes in it. Well, too much swamp.
Three and four. Good girl. Good girl. Say there's the conda. The conda. All right. We're going to go load her and unload her out of the trailer. Can you believe we sprayed her down with fly spray and she still got bit to the point she's got blood coming? These flies are horrible out here. Right here is Bobby Sue loading in the trailer. And we're going to back her out. I love the ones that have been on those overnight camping trips and they know how to load. They can pretty much self-load themselves. You don't have to do a thing. Very, very nice. That is Bobby Sue. She is 14.3 at the withers, 10 to 11 years old per the vet. Black roan and white Tobiano. She is safe for any level of rider. Just remember, if you've got a completely inexperienced kid, you're going to want to give them a bump spur because she's going to try to stop on them and try to go back to work when she gets tired and doesn't want to work on days like this because it is hotter than Hades and you can see that nasty storm rolling in. But she is one good girl. She's family friendly. Her side pass is coming along. She does side pass, but you can tell it's been a long time since anybody made her do it. So it's there, and we're going to work on getting it a little more perfected. She is a fine, fine horse. 4500 www.ggflatshotfarms.com.